So, Mr. Miller, how did you begin your involvement with TSA?
I started my involvement in TSA back in the early 90s. I was a TSA member for 3 years. I also served as the state secretary my senior year, 1991 to 92. Then I went off to college. I assisted at the regional and state conferences for many years. I still kept in touch, and when I got my first teaching job at Conestoga Valley, I actually started my own TSA chapter, since there wasn't one at my middle school. There has always been one at my high school, but not one at my middle school. So I started a middle school chapter in 1999.
Could you tell me a little bit how you began your involvement with TSA?
Well, I initially heard about TSA when my brother joined TSA in his 7th grade year of middle school. And I thought it was really interesting, and I saw it from the inside for about 2 years before I decided that I would join, and I'm really glad that I did.
This is my 8th year in TSA. It's a funny story how I got started. I got called for the interview for a gift of support position, and I knew a question they were going to ask was, how was I going to challenge these students? So I searched the web and I found TSA. So I used that in the interview, got the job, came in for my first day of work, and the man standing behind the counter at the office was wearing a TSA shirt. And so I knew right then that we had to talk and we had to get involved.
I started TSA in 7th grade when my seminar teacher told me about it, and I thought it was just generally interesting. I was interested in computers and art, and I thought, why not?
How did you begin your involvement with TSA?
I took a course at PW that was a mechanic course, and I really liked it. So the teacher recommended me to join, and I was a part of the engineering team.
How long have you been involved in TSA?
I've been with them for 1 year, and I plan on doing it again this year.
At Lower Marion High School, and it was in collaboration with Dr. Andy Pratt at Balkenwood Middle School, and a former curriculum supervisor named Steve Barbado, who is currently the executive director of ITEA. And the 3 of us were able to gather all the resources and put everything together that we needed to get a chapter started. It was a lot of work, it was a lot of fun, but I look back at those early years as very fond memories.
I joined TSA when I was a freshman because I had a great interest in technology, and I've been in it for 4 years now, and it's fantastic.
Okay, how did I begin involvement with TSA? One particular year I had long-term sub for tech ed teacher, and then the following year the other tech ed teacher needed somebody to run the junior high chapter. So he asked me to do it, knowing that I had been working around the shop and knew a lot of the students that would be doing it. So I gave it a shot, and this will now be my start of my 6th year.
Alright, so my involvement in TSA, well, I joined TSA in 6th grade. I found out about TSA actually from my dad. He went to a school meeting that talked about the clubs that were offered at my middle school. And my dad knew that I was interested in like building and engineering, so he heard that in the club description. So, you know, I decided like, okay, I'll join. And I would say that I was pretty good at TSA. I made a lot of friends, so I wanted to do it more. And I don't know, I just kind of became more involved in the club.
My school had a new principal, and he found his way down to my classroom one day, and he said if I wanted to do anything new and different with my tech ed program, that he would be, 100% supporting of that. And one of the things we decided that we wanted to do was to start a TSA chapter here at my school. And this has been our 5th year that I have been involved with TSA at my school.
How did you begin your involvement with TSA?
For the first monthly period of 6th grade, I had a tech ed teacher who I really liked, and to stay with him, I joined TSA so I'd have more time to be a favorite teacher. This will be my 4th year, so I've been doing it for 3 years.
So what is your role in TSA on the chapter, state, and national level?
On the chapter level, I am a TSA advisor, so I'm a club advisor to about 35 students, and I have 2 assistants with me. On the regional level, I serve as the conference director. On the state level, I'm actually the director of technology for the organization, and I also designed the state's database that's used for conference registration for all the regions and for the state conference. At the national level, I like to just take it low-key, and I get to enjoy a conference as a participant advisor with my students.
In TSA on the chapter, regional, state, and national level, and what kind of events do you do?
Well, I am a student or participant in TSA. I have attended all levels of conferences, meaning the regional conference, the Pennsylvania State Conference, and the national conference, which changes each year. I typically compete in more of the leadership events or speaking events, so I do prepared speech or debating challenging technology issues, chapter team, things like that.
I'm the advisor for middle and high school chapters.
I'm a member in my high school chapter.
I'm a part of the national engineering team. We won first last year, and I'm their CAD guy, and I'm also going to be doing some presentations with them.
My role in TSA currently is as a chapter advisor. I was involved at the regional level as a judge, at the state level as a judge, and at the national level I actually taught one of the leadership seminars years ago.
Okay, I've been a chapter officer for 3 years, and I'm serving as the co-chair for the Green Committee for the state.
Okay, this is my 6th year running TSA as an advisor, but this is also my 1st year as a regional coordinator for Region 9.
I've been in TSA since 6th grade, so it's about 5 years now. And I would say right now, my role in TSA is I'm an officer for Lower Merion High School. And my role specifically in TSA is to help people who are joining the club and really inform them, of what the club's like. And
the first year with TSA, I got involved just as a judge at a regional event. We were talking about starting a chapter, and that gave me a good opportunity to see just what was happening at these events, and it made me want to start a chapter more. And so the following 4 years that I've been in with TSA, I've worked as a advisor pretty much, and we've attended regional, state, and national competitions.
What is your role in TSA?
Currently, I'm a member that specializes in a lot of media and video production.
So what makes you passionate about TSA? Why are you willing to spend these countless hours on TSA?
I know what the club did for me as a kid, and I know I've seen the results in many of my students. They go on and further their career in technology, and I just want to recruit kids to get them exposure into the STEM careers, the science, technology, engineering, and math. But I also look at I want my children, my own children, to be involved in TSA, so my passion has just grown over the years, and I'm just happy to share that with the next generation of technology gurus.
Okay. I am passionate about TSA because the technological world is pretty much the world that we're all headed towards, so I think it's very important to be advanced in your skills in technology and leadership and all things STEM.
The students make me passionate about TSA. I have frequently overheard them talking about TSA. They get excited about it. They're sending me emails and texts before school even starts. And one day I heard a high school student talking to his friends. He had no idea I was listening, and he said he learned more from TSA than he had in any of his high school classes. That's what keeps me going.
I just generally love TSA. I love doing the projects. I love challenging myself and applying skills that I never knew I even had. And I love learning new things that TSA as a whole can teach me, like leadership and work ethic and communication skills. And I just think it makes me a better person overall.
What makes you passionate about TSA?
I'm interested in it, and just going through the processes and seeing what it looks like when it's done, and knowing you were the one that built it from the computer from paper to plans and everything. It's just nice. Winning nationals and just seeing what you've made and seeing how everybody was so impressed by it was well worth it.
What makes me passionate about TSA? It's just a great opportunity for students to take their technology literacy skills and knowledge and compete at the regional, state, and national level. It's just great to see students take an idea or take a competitive prompt and form a variety of solutions, and then narrow them down and design, build, create a poster, or do research, and then compete. I think it's a great opportunity for students to really explore the various STEM opportunities as they are in the situation where they have to make a decision as to what they want to do in college. Why am I willing to spend numerous hours in this organization? It's like I said, it's just a great opportunity, and it's, as a teacher, it's really cool to see students exert all of their energies in particular competitive events in an area that I'm very passionate about.
Passionate about TSA because it made a lot of new friendships and strengthened my skills in the technology department.
I really enjoy TSA mainly because of the students that come out and take part in it as an activity. They do a really good job. They work really hard and they're fun to work with. So far, none of them give me any problems. So we continue to work year after year and take care of what has to be done.
I really like TSA, probably because I like the kids that are in our chapter and I have a lot of friends in the club. I'm really interested in what the club has to offer, like the events and everything. And I'm really interested in like competing. I'm a very competitive person. So the club for me is really fun.
What I like about TSA is working with a great group of students, and I like to see them get recognized for their efforts at the regional and the state and the national competitions, and to get a little recognition for my program with school students. Administration and school board has recognized what we've been doing down here.
What makes you passionate about TSA?
It's really cool to see other people appreciate the work that you've been putting so much effort into, and also to work with my friends in TSA.
Why are you willing to spend numerous hours in this organization?
It's really cool to participate in the new STEM events that have been put in. Those are really fun. And it's also really cool to see all the people.
So, would you recommend TSA to someone new?
Absolutely, without a doubt. Start a new chapter. If you're if you're a teacher in a school, it's the best thing you can do. The public relations aspect from an advisor standpoint, and your own technology education program, and having a TSA chapter to go along with your technology education program is just second to none. You've got great publicity there. You have ways to promote your program while doing extra things. And for students, I never stop recruiting. I'm always trying to get that next student in. I'm recruiting down at the elementary school level as we speak to try and get the next generation excited about it for when they get to the high school, or to the middle school and then high school.
All right. So would you recommend TSA to someone new?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a great club for everyone to be involved in.
We frequently recommend TSA. I recommend it to other gifted support teachers. It's a great way to challenge students of all abilities. What I love about it is that there are so many different events, and there's an event for every kid.
I would definitely recommend TSA to somebody else.
Would you recommend TSA to someone new?
Of course, yeah.
And would you recommend people to stay in TSA?
I would definitely recommend TSA to somebody new, whether it be a teacher, advisor, or even a student. The great thing about TSA is it's something as a student that you can try out. I mean, if it doesn't fit your need or it's not something that you're really interested in, there's no hard feelings if you decide to leave and go elsewhere. In regards to promoting TSA to another school or another teacher, it's phenomenal. The things that it does for students are just incredible. We need more engineers, we need more problem solvers, we need more people in STEM careers. And I've seen many, many students get into TSA, and then because of TSA and other experiences they've had, pursue some type of STEM or engineering related degree at the college level, and I've even been able to stay in communication with students who have graduated and then gotten STEM careers. So I would definitely recommend, if you're not involved in a club or you're looking for something to do, TSA is where it's at.
Anyone that is hardworking, interested in technology, and would love to have a great time should definitely join TSA.
Yes, I would recommend TSA to somebody new. Usually throughout the year, I'll talk to kids about it. It's a really good way for kids, especially or tactile learners that like to work with their hands. Gives them an outlet, like an activity to do stuff and like explore and research, and a lot of interesting projects for events.
And I would definitely recommend TSA to someone new. It has something for everyone. The events vary in all the criteria. There's like writing events, mathematics events, engineering events, There's just a wide variety, and I think that it's really good for anyone and that you should at least give it a try.
I would recommend TSA to any technology ed program that doesn't have one, simply because it takes your program out of the shadows, gives you a chance to showcase what you do, and get the recognition that you deserve for a good working program.
Would you recommend TSA to someone new?
Yeah, and I have.
Hello, what is your name?
My name's Karen.
I'm Tyler Simpson.
Christopher Miller.
Hi, I'm Anna Cutler.